Buongiorno a tutti. Welcome back to Ischia Global. We here at Miramare Castello, another day, the third day of this annual Ischia Global Film and Music Festival, the 19th edition. Well, what a joy to have here on this panel today amazing guests, because you should know that we have with us today the Oscar-winning director from Denmark, Bille, one of the most recognized Italian writer, loved all over the world, Erri De Luca, as well as Marc and Vanessa Bikindou, and the producer Massimo Cristaldi. They are together to announce with the writer Erri De Luca and the maestro Bille a new movie that was going to be produced soon. The movie is called Me, You, and of course it's from a book by Erri De Luca, Tuo Mio. So it's a book that was written by Erri De Luca in Ischia. And we feel very proud because this project was born 2 years ago during the Ischia Global Film Music Festival. And this is all about the mission of our event, to connect people, to create opportunities, to create a job for the industry. And what a joy to know that this movie will be shot in Ischia. I heard that considering the atmosphere of the book, Maestro Bille August decided to postpone the shooting not anymore in the fall, but in the next spring 2022. So first of all, let me have Erri De Luca explaining his satisfaction for this opportunity. One more of his book has been bought to have a cinema live. So after the editorial live, we have also the cinema live. So Erri.
Ma grazie a te Pascal, perché mi hai introdotto in questa compagnia. E questa storia, Tu Mio, è una storia per me importante, perché con questo libro io per la prima volta mi sono potuto affrancare dal mestiere che facevo prima, che era un mestiere di operaio.
Fermo.
Thank you very much, Pascal, and thank you very much for introducing me to this company. This story, the story of this book, Me, You in English, Mio Tuo in Italian, is very important to me, because for the first time through this book I had the opportunity of getting free from my previous job, which was that of a worker.
E poi con questo libro mi è stata conferita la cittadinanza onoraria dell'isola di Ischia. Dunque mi hanno ancora di più reso importante questo libro. Io sono cresciuto in quest'isola.
And with this book, I was bestowed the honorary citizenship of the island of Ischia. So this book is extremely important to me. I grew up on this island.
E però questo film ha una storia un po' più antica. 6 anni fa, Paola Porini-Bisson della Open, OH con il punto esclamativo della Open, cercò di mettere insieme dei sceneggiatori americani per fare questo film. E così con questo progetto lei è venuta, e siamo venuti qui 2 anni fa, ed è da questo progetto che poi è nata questa nuova visione del film, che è quella che si starà facendo adesso.
And actually, the story of this movie, is a little bit older, because 6 years ago, Paola Bisi from the Open H and AOH and exclamation mark, she tried to organize a group of American screenwriters to adapt the book into a movie. And with this project in our hands, 2 years ago, we came here at the Ischia Global Film Fest, and the project took life, and the project which is about to be filmed here is what was then presented.
And And adesso Paola Porrini-Bisson is also co-producer of this film. Ma volevo dire due cose a proposito di perché mi interessa il cinema.
And now Paola Porinbisi is also a co-producer of this movie. But I would like to say a couple of things why I'm interested in cinema.
Il 1900 è stato un secolo gigantesco che si è manifestato attraverso una storia maggiore che ha schiacciato le piccole storie minori. Migrazioni, rivoluzioni e guerre mondiali hanno sparpagliato e distrutto una infinità di piccole vite e di storie personali.
1900 has been a giant century which actually expressed itself through, we could say, history, with capital H, which has somehow crushed and neglected many small stories because there has been floods, there have been disasters, there has been world wars which have somehow scattered and destroyed small personal stories.
E allora il cinema si è preso la
Cinema took on the responsibility and the task took on upon it. Cinema took on the responsibility and the task took on upon itself to tell the personal stories of the people in 1900.
E così la storia del 1900 non sta nei libri di storia ma nelle pellicole.
Therefore, the story of 1900s is not in history books, but it's on films.
E il maggior storico del 1900 per me è Charlie Chaplin.
And the greatest historian of 1900s is, in my opinion, Charlie Chaplin.
Well, grazie mille, Erri. Bille August, so they, Marc, Bikindou and Vanessa approached you, I think, also in Ischia. So this is all about also your love for Ischia. I know that you've been on location already with Vanessa and the Campania Region Film Commission. And so what did make you accept the idea to work on Erri De Luca book, and what did impress you most? Why do you think is going to be an amazing movie?
It's true that I was here 2 years ago.
Yes, I use this one for you.
It's true, I was here a couple of years ago, and I met Marc, and he said we should do something together. And he sent me this project, he sent me Erri De Luca's novel, and immediately I fell in love with the story, not only because it took place in Ischia. I mean, I've been here so many times, and I love this island. And I thought if I can bring the beauty to the island, to the big screen, it would be such an honor for me to do that. But there was something in this novel that about the innocence, and it was a very honest, true love story that I felt was so beautiful. And it was about relationship. It was about this young boy. He's 16 and he falls in love with an older woman. But there's an innocence and a truth to the story which I think fits to this island. And especially now we've been around finding location here, and I've also been looking at photos from 1950 where the story takes place, and the innocence is what the film is about, and it brings the innocence of the island to the screen also.
So, Marc and Vanessa, you arrived here 2 years ago. It was not your first time at the festival. It was maybe one of them. And then you came up with this idea. So how did you discover, Erri said through Paola Bisson, but how did you discover that this was a project to work on? Why did you really were impressed of this project?
Alors, what happened is that Marc is the one who came on his own. I was in New York at that time, and they got along very well, and they started thinking about to find a project to work together. And I'm always loved Bille's work. Each time I see a movie, I cry. So when this opportunity came, we start looking with different projects, and we met with, I had the opportunity to meet with Erri and Paola. And I started to think, oh, could be a great idea to find maybe one of Erri's work. And so with Paola, we started thinking about different books. And To Mio was an instant sort of love. You could feel, you could see that it could be like a nice project to work with someone as Bille, because it's a very particular story. It's a poem. The whole book is a poem. So only someone like Bille would be able to transcript such emotions. So we sent it to Bill, and I think he had the same thought. So from there, after, we start to put in place, and we met with Massimo. She's a partner on this film, and from there, that's the start of a story.
Marc, what do you want to add, Marc? Marc Bikindou.
I can say today that this is one of the best projects I put in place in this lovely island. That we have all the four of us, the five of us, something in common, that we love Ischia. We love the people there, and the story fit with the island, because we talk about friendship, love, war, history, and yes, what the most that I can say. And I have to tell also that with Bille at during our last stay in Italy, we already met some major actors there to play the family, because it's a story about a kid and a young woman, but these kids have as a family, and now we start to look around to play the family that we adapt. This family is half Italian and half British. And to play the mother, we have already the former yes from Claudia Gerini to interpret the mother of Marco. And she's very happy to, and we are very happy also to work with her next spring.
So Massimo, you are been in cinema since you were born, and you've been with your legendary father Franco Cristaldi producing some of the masterpiece of Maestro Luchino Visconti, who actually was very, very friendly with the island. We all know that in Ischia there is the Villa Colombaia, the residence where Maestro Visconti actually is buried. And so to be back in Ischia, where Maestro Visconti has been living for a while, even while he was working with your father. So what's your soul to be now announcing a Billy August movie by a Erri De Luca novel?
Okay, thanks, Pascal. First of all, about Ischia, let me tell you something which is can I say it's a real scoop. I'm very tied to this place because I know I've been told from my parents that I've been conceived here. So, I've never been here many times, but I have something to do with this place, apparently. Anyhow, now, of course, this is a real, serious, important project. My father happened to do many times, either from Visconti and other directors, films made based on books. This is, I think it's a perfect combination because Bille's cinema is a cinema where I need your help to translate, because this is something which is Italian, where la forma diventa sostanza.
Where form turns into substance.
You can say form? Okay, I thought the form was only the form you feel.
The shape or the shape or form. The outside
becomes,
shape is filled with content.
Right, right. And la sua messa in scena, no?
Mise en scene and staging.
That's French, so I could have told that also. Mise en scene, whatever. Well, well, the mise en scene is his sober deepness, the way he's so soberly. His images are intense and sober, or you know, and this is form that becomes substance. Right? So, as we were saying before, this is, I think, it's a perfect key to translate Erri's book into images, because Erri's literature is also, I think, one of the crucial points of his literature is the use of the word, la parola, the choose of the word. So once again, is form that becomes substance. And so here's the link where Bille's cinema can really put this book into strong images, into deep moving images.
So what did impress me when I first made a conference during Los Angeles Italia Festival with Bille August and Erri De Luca, it was a phrase that Erri De Luca told me, and I can't really stop thinking about it, because it's in some way a very cynic answer by a very poetry man, because no doubt that Erri De Luca is a poet. However, the answer he gave me, it struck me, because he told me, Pascal, the minute a writer sells the right of his book, the novel does not belong him anymore. So I cannot do anything, and I just trust whatever is going to happen. Do you really think about that?
Of course, I think. I'm sure of this. It's like if when you are a painter, you sell your painting, and you cannot say to the owner of the paint where to hang the painter. No, if he wants to hang in the bathroom, that's it. You have sold the right of your work. So in the story, in the movie, the vision of the director is his vision. And I did not yet read the script, because I don't want to be any interference in this in his vision. So I want to be a perfect spectator. I hope that they invite me when the movie. Another thing, when the book went out, was published in the 90s, an Italian director asked to buy the rights, and I said no, because this is a very intimate story for me. It's not invented the characters. It's a story that happened to me and to the people, to the girl that at the moment she was alive. So I didn't want to vision that violare, no? Violare la mia intimità.
Which are violated by intimacy.
My intimacy. Now the time is gone.
I didn't want a story, I didn't want a vision from another filmmaker which would somehow violate my intimacy.
But now the time is gone. Kaya, the character, is dead. And so I imagined that could be realized in vision. So Paola started with this, and arriving to Bille, it's the perfect, come si dice, capolinea.
The end station.
The end station of the story.
So Bille, now, first of all, what did impress you more about this story? And then, so will you consult Erri in order to make your movie, or you are of the same opinion? Now the movie is yours, and you won't care anybody's suggestion but your imagination.
Well, it's always aside to make a movie based on a novel, because it will be a kind of adaptation. And I think in order to make it work, you have to, in order to be faithful, you have to be unfaithful. It sounds cynical, but it's not, because what is important in this story is to capture the atmosphere, to capture the relationship. But of course, you have to turn the novel into make it work for a screen. So it's a big job, but it's a job with a lot of respect to the authenticity of the story and to the authenticity of the characters. And I don't know yet if we will contact you. Maybe we will, but let's see. But at the moment, we are now. For me, it's a process to get into all the characters and make it work. And we have started to find locations here, and I mean, it's just again show me the beauty of the island, and I'm so happy to give back all my experience from this island, and it's really an honor for me to do a film about this island and the people here. And as I said before, you can feel that this is a story based on truth, and that truth is in the novel. And for me, it's about to keep that truth, or keep that innocence, or the beauty of it. And I'm quite sure we will get there.
So when you did the House of Spirits, did you talk sometimes with the writers of the book?
When we did House of Spirits, I was actually in touch with Isabel Allende, but this was a little bit different, because House of Spirits was about Chile during the revolution and the military coup. So there was some historical fact I needed to know from her, but not of the process of casting or making the film. But I remember once I did a film about Nelson Mandela called Goodbye Bafana. It has a different title, and it's Italy. And we contacted Nelson Mandela because it was about him, and he just said, what's important, you have to respect the truth. That was all he said. And I think there's a truth in this story, which is what Erri De Luca wrote, and we have to respect that truth. Then I think we will succeed.
So, how much money cost the movie?
These are not questions you should ask to producers. You never ask that question.
Well, I know, but you know, this is my first job.
It's about
I'm a journalist. Then I am also your friend. But I mean, I like.
it's about
what type of budget is? Is high budget?
it's
is
about
budget,
about
medium budget?
yeah, it's about 5 million.
Okay.
It's about 5 million, and now we are in the process of putting up all the financing. We just started, because the whole thing started just 6 months ago. So far we are proceeding well. I believe we'll be able to start shooting next spring with all the money we need.
Erri, do you like? Do you like the high budget movies, or you like more the intimate movies? I mean, how does your imagination get impressed by a movie? Do you hate big visual effect movies, or you can find some poetry also on big blockbusters?
But it depends on the story. Depends on the story. If you want to turn October, the Eisenstein, you need to widen the people and the big masses. And it's curious in the story of the October that in the real moment, in the 1917, few hundred of people threw in the Winter Palace to get the Winter Palace. And when 10 years later, Eisenstein turned, there were 1,000 people. 1,000 people. And it's curious, in the diary of Eisenstein, you can read this anecdote. The guardian of the Winter Palace was the same, remains the same. And he said, as they went with the real guns the second time, he said that the first time they will be much more prudent. So the cinema sometimes widens enormously an effect, and there is necessary to widen this effect. In the story, in the private story, intimate story, no, intimate story, you can have something happening in a room, and low budget. So.
It seems now that movies like that are not for theaters anymore. Does it offend an author like you to have the movie straight on platform, or you are one of these modern authors that accept the evolution, that maybe in order to don't lose money and to make the movie a success immediately, it's proper if they realize that it's not for a big theater just to go online?
I don't believe that movie theaters are dead, because I think what a movie, people who goes to a movie theater, they pay for the ticket, they go there, this is something they really want to do. And it allows them to be like a child again. They open their mind and they are completely perceptive what's going on the screen. And that concentration level is very different from watching a film on television and watching all these cable platforms. So I think there will always be room for people going to movie theaters to have that extraordinary experience. And you can also see now that it's not like the films made for movie theaters are done and finished. It's not like that. I just think that all the digital platforms or the streaming platforms support the movies. I think it's different.
So, Marc and Vanessa, what do you expect by this movie? An Oscar movie?
Two. Yeah, two. Two.
I mean,
yes.
Of course, there is a lot of expectation because the names are big.
Honestly, the only expectation on my side is the encounter of two talents, Erri and Bille. This is for me such a thrill because I see them a little bit like sort of a spirit twin. They don't know it, but they are. This is very rare, when you have a writer and a director who have a sort of the same, line, essence, density, very strong. I'm very pleased to see this sort of symbiotic. Yeah, that's my expectation, is to see the result of symbiotic.
Marc, Massimo, I want to tell you something more about this, so you answer two questions. So, considering the monumental contribution the Cristaldi family and especially your father gave to the movie, the cinematic art, so how do you feel in this world that is changing so dramatically? And in sending immediately on different platforms movies, and then maybe the theater, the one your father produced the Cinema Paradiso, so something that very romantic, and now there is no Cinema Paradiso on a telefonino. So.
Yeah, though you still can make romantic films nowadays, it's also different. Mostly, what is different is the work, the challenge for producers to set up films, because by those times it was in a way easier because there was such a big call for cinema product, so it was much easier to set up projects. Now, after my father died, I've been through several difficult periods in Italy and worldwide where filmmaking, film producing has become more and more complicated. However, recently, I would say that nowadays is much better than 10 or 20 years ago because also, well, first of all, the call for content in the people has never stopped. What has changed is the way of setting up financially films and the means to exploit films, which have become so fragmented and so once again complicated for producers. But the people still wants to see films, and as Billy says, many people still wants to see films in theaters, and they will keep on doing that. And cinema in theaters will always continue, like it happened with theater, stage theater when cinema happens, or radio when television happens. All these means, all these media are still there, and cinema in theaters will always exist. Nowadays, there's big call for content, and I would say also thanks to these platforms, which at the beginning might look like an invasion, right? But exactly how it happened with when big broadcasters and networks started not only exploiting the classic library of classic films, but producing, financing films, so helping the new cinema, modern cinema to be produced. This is happening today. The existence of these platforms is creating such a twisted situation in the market with much more players and much more competition. And as long as that is there, it's much better for us producers because we have many places to go, many ways to set up a film. And of course, it's better for the audience because can see different kind of films. So I'm very positive and optimistic about the present time.
So, Erri, this year Ischia Global is dedicated to the environment, to the sea, to this incredible situation worldwide where we are all becoming very nasty in front of the nature. Now you are known all over the world because you live in the nature. You escaped from town since ages. And this is something that now is becoming super cool to go back to the country, although you did it a long while ago. I mean, even watching television these days, you will see all the craziness that is happening in the atmosphere. This is really a moment to think about our future, environment, and eco-sustainability, you know?
I think that is this epidemic time that's just started. It's not finishing, just started. Will force us to write a new contract with the nature, to write new way to be allied with the beauty and the strength of this planet. It's a process that's just starting now. We can see little traces. Government doesn't try to delay this urgency, this necessity, but it's just started. Our new age of being citizen of this place, of this earth. And I think that young people, the very, very young people now, under the teenagers, they will be the new generation, the generation that will start the economy of the the restoration, economy of the reparation, of the upkeeping, that will be a very healthy economy. The economy of the keeping up this environment that we have so badly until now treated. So this is a turning point, a turning year. This it starts. It will be remembered, the 21, as the year of beginning of a new way to be citizen of the world.
How's your feeling about it, Bille? And also, how's your feeling considering how romantic you are to watch television, to hear news like Richard Branson is doing his first trip on the on Mars or whatever. I mean, after destroying the world, now men are ready to go to make damage in other planets.
No, but I think it's totally disrespectful. I don't get it. And as Erri said, the big hope is the new generation. I can see it from my kids, my teenage kids. They're really, really aware of how to save the planet, and they are very upset about how we have treated this planet. And it is really a wake-up call now. And the big hope is really that the future generation are so aware of what's going on and want to change it.
That's it. Okay, so I think I have enough, and I think that now we are all in big anxiety to start this project going on. So when is the official first take to be taken? When?
With you, Pascal.
No, when is the date? Quando inizia?
For the preparation,
No, for the first
shooting.
action.
Yes, you should ask. You know, I think around June. Yeah.
June?
Yeah, May, June.
So, Bille, what I know that you are a big traveler. How many movies will you be shooting before June 2022?
Actually, I have one film opening now, 3rd of August, and I am shooting another film in between. But I'm so much looking forward to do this film. And I also want to say, if this festival didn't exist, we wouldn't not be doing this film. So this is a miracle.
And Erri, what are you up to on this summer? I am sure with your shining look, you have always something going on. How many projects you have going on in your brain with all the fresh air that you get and the good air you respire in your easy life in the country?
I am interested in movies, so I have with Paola produced an American movie, Happy Times, and now we're thinking about a new movie, about a new story, very interesting story from a documentary that we want to translate in script. So I am interested in movie now.
Great. So, will you be maybe turning to be a director soon?
No, just producer, as a little Massimo.
Okay, so, and do we expect any new book soon?
I have a book of poetry in autumn. Yeah, book of poetry. They asked me poetry, and I collected them.
So let me tell one more time how proud I am to be close to these people who actually are so different from me. They are really poet. I am, like a mascalzone napoletano, which is so far away from being a poet. But however,
You are a part of communication.
yeah,
Pascal.
but still, the fact that I am always so enthusiastic to sit close to you means that deep in the mascalzone napoletano there is something good, because I try to be with the people better than me, and for sure we have two people such as Bille, Erri De Luca, as well as Marc, Vanessa, and Massimo that are better than me. So today I am a better person. So thank you so much. Ischia chef. This is the Ischia chef. So this stuff we do every day is called a postcard to Stanley Tucci, because as you all know, Stanley Tucci was here 2004. Then now he's doing a TV show on the American television CNN about food, and he came here also to Ischia to make the coniglio ischitana. But so we are having the real chef of Ischia making this food every day for us. So, Ciro, what did you prepare for today and you're gonna offer to Erri De Luca e Bille August?
Allora, oggi ho preparato un piatto molto semplice, tra virgolette, perché è un piatto anche molto complicato.
I have prepared today a very simple, in quote, dish, but also it's a very complicated one, actually,
Sì, perché comunque sono dei sapori che bisogna molto equilibrare.
because you need to be very careful in balancing the different tastes.
Praticamente noi a Ischia abbiamo dei pergolati di limoni bellissimi e quindi abbiamo usato un risotto con limone, vaniglia e crema di fragola.
We have in Ischia important and very beautiful lemon groves, and therefore we made risotto with lemon, vanilla, and strawberries.
E questo qui è un piatto che richiama un po' il mercoledì del non animali e quindi questo è un piatto totalmente vegetale.
And this is a fully type of vegetarian type of dish, because it reminds us of a bit of the Wednesdays without animal food.
Sì, e praticamente è un risotto che viene fatto con la vaniglia, con un po' di acqua e un po' di brodo vegetale.
And it's a risotto which is made up with vanilla and water and a little bit of a vegetable broth.
E poi viene mantecato con una panna vegetale aromatizzata con le bucce di limone.
And then it is finished with a vegetable cream which has the taste of lemons, with the actually outside part of the lemon.
E poi alla fine c'è una fragola frullata con un po' di zucchero che dà un po' di dolcezza all'aspro del limone. Quindi
And then there are strawberries and a bit of sugar, which makes the bitterness of lemon a little bit sweeter.
e alla fine diventa un piatto molto equilibrato, molto semplice, però di grande raffinatezza.
At the end, it becomes a very balanced dish, a very simple one, but at the same time, very sophisticated.
Grazie, grazie
Thank
infinite
you.
Ciro Calisi, qui al Miramare Castello alla Pergola. One more time, thank you to Bille August and Erri De Luca, two giants with one giant of kitchen. State insieme, fate una foto insieme. Ok?